It's morning of day 7. I had a pretty crappy night last night. I think a squirrel like broke into my tent while I was sleeping and bit me, and I got like hepatitis or something. The camper next to me, I'm pretty sure he got like to death by bears because his like tent was torn up and there's blood everywhere. But it rained like all night and all my hiking clothes are still wet. And when I tore open my knee, it's like a triangle cut, and it like left a flap of skin, and that like flap of skin is like starting to turn like purple. It might be because it's cold, but this is like almost, yeah, black. Well, all right. What do we got here? It would seem, gentlemen, that the bridge is it. I would expect no different, though. Expect no different. Yeah, I checked my handheld GPS, and this is definitely the right way. So I took off my socks, and I just have like my hiking sandals on. So they're already pretty much already soaked through. So I say it doesn't really matter that much at this point. Well, it took me 3 days to get over the pass, going through willows taller than me, soaking wet, but I finally did it. It's a Moline Lake. It's just outside Jasper. I saw the first person I've ever seen in 3 days. It was some chunky Chinese man doing a day hike. Anyway. But yeah, this lake's really pretty. I've been here loads of times with my family, but never by myself, I don't think. But yeah, you can rent a canoe. I'm sure it's probably like $100 or something a day. Yeah, it says the Skyline Trail is 41.4 kilometers long to Jasper. So I definitely don't think I'm doing this tonight. But the elevation gain seems not bad at all. Things are looking a bit grim. I'm almost completely out of food, and all my batteries are dead. My cell phone is dead completely, so I can't charge or look at my cell phone at all. And my GoPro has maybe 30% on it. So this is going to be one take, Justin. Everything I'm going to do today is going to be done in one take until I get a Jasper. But I'm going to save all my battery, I think, for the Skyline Trail, because I'm thinking there's going to be some pretty sweet shots. So the plan today is, this is the final day of hiking. We're going to be in Jasper today. I camped at the bottom at Evelyn Campsite at the bottom of Skyline Trail, and we're going to go hiking straight up a mountain, and down the other side of that mountain is Jasper Townsite. But I think it's almost like 40 kilometers. So I'm actually doing a series of passes today. I think it's like 3, but it only loses a couple 100 meters of elevation between the two. So it's really not bad. I think I'm going to go to the Jasper hospital when I go there and get some antibiotics, because my knee is still like kind of black and it looks like some of it's dying. So probably a good idea. Can't really see him too well, but there's a hoary marmot right there. He started screaming when I went past, and I was wondering what it is, and there's this huge like 3-foot ground squirrel just standing up over there. This is its home apparently. There's a couple more I heard over here, but yeah, hoary marmots are pretty big. They weigh like 40-50 pounds, I think. So this is our trail. Here we go. This is the top of the Flask Pass. I think this is actually called Curator Pass, and it wasn't the last one, but there's this. So there was a massive forest fire in Jasper last year, and pretty much half the town is just gone. Everything south of the KFC, or around here we call it the Donna-Dixon line, is just been burnt. But I probably spent the last 5 days thinking about eating that pizza, so thank God Pizza Hut didn't burn down. The hospital, also didn't burn down, so that's good. So you guys didn't know, library is a great source for homeless people. Spent all day in there like charging my cell phone and my battery banks. And then I had to go to the hospital. I just got out of the hospital because the flap of skin on my knee I was talking about the entire time, it turned like necrotic and dead. So she kind of froze it, cut off the dead part. And they gave me antibiotics. And now I'm waiting for my antibiotics to be filled. Yeah, so I was just charging my batteries again. You can actually like leave them in a corner behind some books, and then they can charge secretly all day. But what I would do in Jasper, if you're gonna hit this up, you go to the coin-operated laundromat, and they have showers in there, and right beside that is a grocery store. You have A and B. You can fill up and just head out. Within like 8 hours, you're good to go. So this is the average woods around Jasper now. It's a little black. It does give you like a certain weird ambience though, being in like a burnt area. I did go camping in a big burnt provincial park a couple years ago, and that was kind of eerie. So morning of day 9, I believe. So plan for today is I'm gonna go get my bike just down the road and then start making our way to the North Saskatchewan River. It's like 150 kilometers away, around 100 miles. It's by far the longest bike trip I've ever done. I've never done an overnight bike trip, so it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. There's a bunch of elk around here that are like bugling, and I think they were standing on the road over there. But I used to live in Canmore, and it's less like, wow, the majesty, and more like, get the hell off the walking trail. What the hell are you doing? Please don't attack me. So it's looking kind of grim here in Jasper. The 2 campgrounds just south of town seem to have both burnt down. And it looks like they put a work camp in one. They put up a bunch of trailers, which I assume is to like house the contractors and like the construction workers and stuff working in town and like rebuilding essentially the infrastructure. I'm coming up on my bicycle right in these bushes up here. I remember hiding it right behind this work camp. So I've stayed at work camps like these. They're usually up north. They like cut a square in the bushes, plop down a bunch of trailers, and put a chain link fence around it to keep bears coming in and eating garbage. But yeah, they're not that fun. They usually have like even security guards, and you can't some bring like drug sniffing dogs in even. I also hit a fuel canister in the bushes up here along the highway, so I'm gonna pick that up because I did bring like one of the giant large fuel canisters, but I'm essentially out of that. So I'm going like 3 times faster on this thing from what I can tell from walking, and it's also less distance. So it took me like 8 days. So yeah, probably about 3 days. I'm thinking is a good estimate. So I think at least like 5 people have like gone onto the cliffs out here, gone off the falls. If there weren't so many people around here, I might go out there, but it's definitely like illegal. You would probably get in trouble, like, especially if someone from park saw you, like, no way. Don't tell anyone, but I accidentally took a side trail without knowing it, and I'm on, there's a balcony up here that people are standing on. So there's like thunderstorms right now. I can't really go anywhere, so I found this cooking shelter and I'm just kind of like hunkering down. But sort of having a second lunch here. Just behind me here is the beginning of Moline Lake Pass. So essentially what took me 4 days, I managed to do in a day and a half on my bicycle. But I'm actually making pretty good time. Yesterday we went around 50 kilometers, and right now I went around 30 today. So, and we're about halfway there, so it's looking pretty good. Actually, some of the nicest places I went to in the trip was along this Icefields Parkway when I was riding my bike, which is interesting to me because I've gone down this highway many times with my family and stuff, and I've never explored it really like this, I don't think. So I've pretty much just been walking my bike all day. So it's been a fun day. So right there is Mount Columbia. It has a giant ice field on it, but it's the tallest mountain in Alberta. So I made it to the ice fields. They have a big chateau here that's just full of restaurants and like gift shops. I'm gonna spend like the whole day just charging my phone and battery packs and eating lots of food. And then at nighttime when it closes, I'm gonna go to the ice field and then go to my car that which is like 20-30K away from here, and then call it good. So I found the reason why it's so windy riding here. The wind gust coming off this ice field when you're standing at the toe of the glacier, something wild. It's like 30 kilometers an hour just constantly coming through here. But right behind me is Mount Columbia, Alberta's tallest mountain. So it kind of totally makes sense to me that it'd be constantly just wind tearing through here. So here's the headwaters of Great Mississippi that come flowing off these glaciers here in the Canadian Rockies, down Alabama and off the Gulf of Mexico. So 2.5 day ride. I pretty much did the entire south end of Jasper, from like the townsite all the way, and now we're at Banff National Park again. So we're almost home free. There was a sign at the chateau and it said we're 30 kilometers away from Sunset Pass from here. So the past 2 days, I've been heading upstream of the Athabasca. So that was uphill the entire time, essentially. But now, I'm actually going downstream. This is a North Saskatchewan river, and I'm following it downstream. So it's pretty much a downward coast the whole way to our car, which is amazing, because holy crap, am I tired. I was thinking about like paying for another campsite, booking online and making another campsite by the ice field, because I was dead tired, but this has been the easiest like 30K of my life. Yes, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. My car. My car. I did it! 300 kilometers round trip. It only took me, I have no idea, I think it's 11, 12 days. But I hid my key in a rock by this bush so I didn't have to worry about losing my key the entire time out. But I'm super stoked. Right on. I hid my key under a rock in this bush. There we go.